Hey guys, welcome to the Chicago Auto Show, and we've got two very special vehicles that we're going to compare back to back. Isn't that right, Andre?
Yeah, that's correct. One is this, the all-new 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser.
I've never seen so much excitement around a car like this car. I mean, getting even in the stand was difficult, and I think the reason is simple. The old Land Cruiser, Andre, $100,000. The new Land Cruiser, $55,000. They cut the price in half. How crazy is that?
Basically, yes.
So what do you think of the design, Andre?
Oh, I love this. It kind of has a traditional, maybe even Series 70 vibe in the front. This is in the 1958 edition.
Yeah,
and it's blocky, dude.
They're doing two different front ends. So you can have this one with the kind of more modern headlights, or you could do the more traditional round headlights. And I got to tell you, if you're doing an off-roader, I would always go round. I mean, think about the original Scout, the original Bronco, right? It's all round headlights.
But there's an issue, Roman. Toyota has another SUV in a similar price range, right?
Yep, and it's the 4Runner, and we know there's a new one coming, but it probably won't be until next year. So we're going to first do a walk around of this, and we're going to go show you the 4Runner and decide which one you would buy, given that they're both about the same price. So let's talk about the new Land Cruiser, Andre. First and foremost, this is not the off-roady one. You can tell by the tires.
Yeah, the tires are Yokohama. They're a little bit more street-based, but it has the new chassis, right? Toyota has been switching over to the new frame structure and chassis that they share with the Tacoma. Here's one example, the new Tundra, the Sequoia. So it's a more sturdy design and also coil sprung rear end.
And the other big difference between this and the 4Runner is, of course, what's under the hood.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
So we cannot show you the engine because we can't pop it.
Yeah.
It's a prototype, but we can show you the inside. But the hybrid has 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, which is amazing for a vehicle this size.
And I believe it's paired to an 8-speed automatic, if I'm not mistaken. And if you look on the inside, Andre, it's like old school. I love that material. I love the straight and upright dashboard, the much more squared off windshield.
Yep. It's really cool, and little round vents right here, dude. It's just good.
Show them the lockers.
Yeah, so we have, sorry about this, light central locker, rear locker, no front locker, but 4-wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low. Everything is there, and of course, crawl control systems.
So I think, and we don't know this because we haven't off-roaded it, and we are going to be driving it pretty soon. This is very much off-roady, especially if you get the off-road one.
And different tires,
and
right?
Different tires, yeah. And in the back here, I'll show, oh, it's locked. You can't show them the back.
Anyways, but this is a 2-row.
Yeah, 2-row.
Right? So even though it has a large cargo area back there, and it is really large.
And Toyota's been doing kind of these binnacles now for towing.
6,000 pounds for the Land Cruiser.
You know, which is good for a boat. It's good for a small trailer.
Yep.
And of course, I love, you know, the old Land Cruiser script with Toyota. And if you come over here, you can see that this is, of course, the hybrid. And a lot of the Toyota hybrids are meant for fuel efficiency, but in the truck world, they're usually more for torque and for power than for being fuel efficient.
Yeah, and Toyota estimates about 27 mpg. We don't have final numbers because it's not on sale yet. But 27 mpg, Roman, that would be really great.
Let me show you my favorite thing about it. It would be great, and it would be better than the car we're about to profile. But let me show you this part. This is probably my favorite part. This giant Toyota script across the front, huh? That just harkens back to the old FJ.
And because it's a new structure, I mean, you also have new, latest sensors, driver assistance technologies, right? You have all that stuff. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0.
Yeah, I love the fact that Toyota is really kind of leaning into their heritage, and now you've got this really cool looking car that is affordable. All right, well, let's go over to the 4Runner. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
And this is,
Here
of
it
course,
is.
a car that is the TRD Pro, and guess how much this one cost?
$55,000. So
Yeah.
that could be an issue.
Here's the thing, I was listening to some podcast, and some Toyota dealers are saying, get your Tacoma with the 6-cylinder while you can because they don't want to go to the 4-cylinder turbo.
Right.
So maybe if you're of that ilk, you prefer the 4Runner because this does not have a turbo, it does not have hybrid.
Dude, it has a 4-liter V6
I know.
that dates back to when Tommy was in middle school or
And
something.
Yes, and it also has a much, well, let's say less geared transmission.
5.
5-speed, yeah. But having said that, Andre, it all works, and it all works really well.
And it's been working for years
Yeah.
and decades.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't it work? Uh-oh, Roman, somebody stole the shift knob.
I hate when they do that. They just take them off. So this is, there's a saying, old shoes may be comfortable, but they stink. I don't think this one stinks, Andre. I think this one is actually really, really good. If you look at like values of used cars, the 4Runner, especially in Colorado where we live, really holds its value. But it does look a little dated now, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it is a little dated, but still roomy. I mean, do you want to sit in it just for old time's sake?
I do. I do want to sit in it for old time's sake. I love the big old knobs, big chunky steering wheel. I mean, this is proven. If you're going to get a 4Runner, it's going to last you at least 200,000 miles. And with the TRD Pro, you've got all the off-road goodies. Let's show them those, huh?
Yeah, so this is, you got beefy tires.
Yes.
Right, really attractive wheels. You've got pretty cool, there's a kind of a peek at that. Right there, shocks. It has a rear locker, right? So
it has a rear locker, yes.
Yeah.
It's also kind of longer than it is wider, whereas the Land Cruiser is a little bit, if you look at it, it's a little bit wider versus longer. This feels dated now, that feels fresh and new. But the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want something that's been proven, or do you want something, that might have
that's been turbocharged and hybridized, right?
Yeah, and that's a decision up to you. And of course, this ends at 55. That's probably starts at 55,
yeah.
So there's going to be some overlap. Now we need to talk about when these two are going to be available. This you can go buy now.
If you can find it.
If you can find it. That, we're probably looking a few months from now. Maybe,
yeah, they said springish,
maybe
so like April, May time frame. And of course, maybe later this year and starting on sale next year, the next gen of the 4Runner is coming.
All right, so let me ask you this, Andre. If it were your money, would you go old school or new school?
For $55K?
Yeah, you had $55K and you wouldn't have to pay any dealer markups. Let's just say you could get it, for whatever MSRP.
You know what? I need to tow a boat.
Yeah.
And this tows a little bit more than
does,
that. Because that's 5,000 pounds for the 4Runner. This is 6. So I think I go Land Cruiser.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, come on, look at this. How could you not, huh? And I would go with the round lights, and I'd get the off-road version, and I'd probably spend more on this than on that. But there's something to be said for having kind of the coolest new car on the block versus the one that, if you park it at your local supermarket, there'll be 3 others parked next to you.
So there you have it. Let us know what you think. Which one would you pick? Would you go new tech or tried and true?
And keep in mind, guys, we've got all kinds of coverage from the Chicago Auto Show, and it's on all different channels. So you have to go to alltfl.com where we've got all these videos in one place for you. And let's go hit some more videos, Andre. See you guys next time.
Yep, thanks for joining us.
Ciao.
This is going to be a tough choice, very tough.